Hey guys, this is me, Sarah. This is episode 5 vlog of Just the 7 of Us. Not quite sure yet on the title, but I think it's probably like fixing random things around the house. So today, mostly I wanted to vlog because I did get a new flannel this week. Thanks, sweetie. So I think she's really supporting my new career. So I've been wearing it all week, so I figured I should probably quick vlog before I wash it, so you guys could all check it out. So today we're kind of going to do 3 things. One is we're going to maybe do some myth busting here. I have this latte mug that my wife got home from a trip with, and it had cracked in her suitcase. And it's a hairline crack. I don't know if the light is good enough to see because I'm using all this great video equipment. But anyway, it's a little bit cracked all the way down, and it does indeed seep out liquid. So I thought I'd give her a whirl and fix that. I'm also in the process of making beet wine. So I grew a lot of beets, and beets are super fun to grow, but nobody likes to eat them. My dad calls them dirt balls. So I love growing them, then we eat a few, and then I don't know what to do with. And long story, but about a year ago, my ex-husband-in-law and I we're into fermenting all kinds of shit, and we decided to try our hand at making choke cherry wine. And so then I started making some hard cider, and I got a couple wine books from the library and realized you could make beet wine. So I grew a bunch of beets. So I have some beet wine started, and since it's been super cold the last month, I dug up the rest of the beets that were still fine. And so I'm just going to walk you through some things because everyone should know how to make beet wine in case of an emergency. Third thing is I have to find my car keys. So that's going to be a challenge too. So back to the mug. Of course I Googled basically, is there any way to fix this, or is it just like our throwaway society? Let's just be done with it. So of course, super glue is one option. So I have that as a backup. Hold on. So this morning I did a 9-mile trail run, so I just thought I'd put that out there because I did that and got that accomplished before we got a big snowstorm. So this time I really feel like I deserve this, and I won't be taking a nap today. Anyway, so we take our coffee mugs pretty seriously around here. Every time we used to have a little coffee mug area in our cupboards, and every 6 months I have to move the coffee mugs to a new section to have room for that. But I just don't see that as a problem. Anyway, several Google sites indicate that you can put a cup with a hairline crack in boiling milk, and the milk is going to form some kind of plastic coating to fix this. I'm really skeptical that that's even a thing, and a lot of the sites seem to be like, yeah, definitely try it. I haven't, but supposedly that works. And I have a feeling that if it doesn't, it's because you didn't boil it long enough, or leave it in there long enough, or you used the wrong type of milk, you used 2% and you should have used whole. So we're going for whole, and just to see if it works. I'd really like to give it a try and let all my viewers know and whether or not that works. Funniest thing is, I've been putting this off because I'm you know how much milk it's going to take to put this in a pot and get it to boil? It's some astronomical amount of milk that is costly, but the reality is a gallon of milk's like $2.50, and I easily go out and buy a $7 thing of super glue, but I can't afford to put this in that much milk, mostly because, you know, we run out of milk all the time, and that's actually just more me being lazy. But I did buy extra milk for this project, so we're going to try that. And while this is boiling, we're going to start boiling some good old beets on the stove too. So the other thing about this coffee mug is, like I said, my wife got it on her trip, and it's been just sitting on the counter for the past 3.5 weeks, and I feel like it's kind of a subtle, like, are you going to fix this or not? So I thought I'd just be nice. Instead of playing a really passive game, decide to fix it and surprise her. The other thing is I want to shout out to all my loyal viewers that you're really impressing my 5 and 7-year-old. They're like, well, Mom, like, how many subscribers do you have? And I'm like, 7. So the 5-year-old was like, decent. So the trick here is, you know, while I now have the same goal as my 5 and 7-year-old to become a YouTuber when I grow up, to not actually become a YouTuber so that they think that's an actual goal, because that's what my 7-year-old said this morning. His goal is to become a soccer player or a YouTuber. So I neither want to encourage that by actually becoming a YouTuber, so I really have to feel like I'm towing the line here. Anyway, I'm going to put this in the pan. I'm going to fill it up with some milk here. So watch me waste all this milk. I'm wondering though if I boil this much milk and it doesn't work, can I still use the milk to make more coffee? That's kind of the question. We might actually test that theory out too. So while the milk is boiling, I'm going to take the beets, and I have 7 pounds of beets here from the garden. This will make about 3 or 4 gallons of wine. Now, fun fact. As I was researching wine, I just love random facts and stuff. I was reading that it wasn't legal to brew your own alcohol in the U.S. until I'm sure at some point it was, and then it became illegal. But I think it was back in 1979 where they re-legalized brewing your own without having to have a license. And you can brew in your house up to 200 gallons for your own personal use, which is quite a bit of wine. So I'm really willing to test this. I've got a 5-gallon bucket of beet wine going right now, and I kind of wanted to see if it would work before I did any more, because it's a ton of sugar that you need, and I didn't want to kind of waste that. But yeah, so if you're concerned about brewing for you and your close couple hundred family members, have no fear, it is legal to do so. I don't think you can sell it, but I'm not sure, on your own without a license. I will show you what kind of beet wine is going on right now, and I'm kind of excited because it does sound gross, and who knows how it tastes, but currently it's in a food bucket, and I've got my hydrometer here, so this is why you need science, people. I am a science major, so, you know, figuring out the specific gravity of your homemade wine becomes very important. So I'm going to take the lid off here, and I just strained it. It actually does smell like wine, so I'm pretty excited, and that's why I'm going to invest in making more. Hopefully it tastes okay, but in reality, the only thing that makes a difference is if it's actually alcoholic or not. So, we're gonna journey through that. So I've got the beets going. I'm just gonna flip this around if I can figure it out. I have no idea how to flip the camera around, so I'm just going to turn the whole computer. There's our pot of 7 pounds of beets. I decided to follow the directions again and peel them first before I cook them, which took way longer, but hopefully it'll be easier in the long run, and that's what you're supposed to do anyway. We've got our boiling milk going. It's been about 30 minutes of that, so I'm going to let that go for another 30 and see if it works. I think the thing to note here is the small miracle of me peeling like 7 pounds of beets while wearing a white shirt and not getting any beet juice on myself. So it's been an hour, and here's what it looks like. I'm going to take this out carefully. It's still kind of hot. Looking good. Look at all that milk plastic going on. I think I'll let this cool by itself. Obviously, I can still see the crack. It's right here. I don't know if we got that, but I'm just going to let this cool down on its own, and then we're going to test it out. Okay, so I cooled this cup off, and I put a bunch of water in it, and I hate to admit this, but it is not leaking, and the milk actually did work. I'm kind of curious over time if that, like how solid that is, because I was able to wipe milk off the rest of it, but we may have actually fixed a crack in the mug. I was worried we were going to have to do like a gold inlay, but no, it's holding, which is quite impressive, and I'm actually pretty shocked. That seems to do the trick. Alright, I think our beets are done cooking, so I'm going to add them to the 5-gallon bucket. I've put 7 pounds of sugar in there. Gonna pour the hot beets and the juice right on top of them so the sugar dissolves. And all this water, since I cooked them with the skins off and clean, I'm just gonna dump in there. Then fill the rest with hot water, or cold water, sorry. And since I only use 7 pounds of beets, I'm going to fill it up to about the 3.5 gallon mark. So the next thing we add is acid blend. I need 6 teaspoons. Exactness is not my forte, but I think it'll do just fine. Then we need 3 teaspoons of nutrients, so I got that here. A super helpful, I got a kit from Northern Brewers, and the kit seemed to have everything you need to kind of get started, which I'm glad we have, because tracking down all these separate ingredients is tough sometimes. Almost a teaspoon of wine tannin. I've been ordering everything off this Northern Brewer, and they usually have pretty decent discounts and shipping and stuff like that. So, you know, brewing places that sell stuff locally, I'd love to do, but that comes and goes too much here. And then 3 Camden tablets. Don't ask me what all these do right now. I don't know. I'd have to re-look that up. It's definitely a learning process. This is only the 3rd batch of wine I've made, and wine is pretty picky, I assume, with beer too. But the cool thing is hard cider is actually pretty straightforward. It's more like making kombucha, which is good news because I love the hard cider too. And that will help, you know, facilitate podcasts where lattes help with vlogging. This stuff can definitely help with podcasts. So that's all we need to do. put a lid on it. Our last batch, it took about a month to get down to the specific gravity we needed. So about once a week I've been just measuring that. And I guess the wine vlog is going to be ongoing, and we'll see how this batch turns out. So thanks for joining me with vlog episode number 5, fixing random stuff. My coffee cup is holding up nicely to the milk seal, and I think my wife's going to be pretty excited. I did end up Gorilla Gluing just this little chip at the top just to make it, I guess, look better. But anyway, thanks for joining me, and I know I keep promising fixing spark plugs on the minivan, but we're going to wait another week for that, so stay tuned.